So the principle that we applied in this topic to study it are the principle of the qasam, the principle of the connection between the surah, the name of the surah, and the ayat of the surah, and the principle that the surah represent kind of, a whole topic structured together with different branches. And we said the parable like a tree, every surah in the Quran. And the whole Quran is like also represent a whole complete tree of the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So to give as example this surah as Makki. So the first thing we said, to apply the principle of putting in context, or to help ourselves be have a present in our spirit the environment in which the surah was revealed. So the surah is Makki surah. So the first thing, this surah is Makkiya. Makkiya, it means that it was revealed in a time where the Prophet ﷺ was conveying the message, building the Aqidah. Again, the Aqidah is not limited to saying La ilaha illallah, because saying La ilaha illallah, it has a depth and it has element associated to it, are like infinite really to enumerate. So when we're talking about the Aqidah, one of the most important part in the Aqidah, because you have La ilaha illallah and you have the other side, Ash-Shirku Billah. La ilaha illallah on one side, and you have the other side, Ash-Shirku Billah. And those two different categories, different categories. Of course, they're connected to each other. What conflict La ilaha illallah is the shirk. However, when you look from the perspective of the shirk and negation of the shirk, not like you look on the perspective of La ilaha illallah. Because on the perspective of La ilaha illallah, you're going to see all the positive things. From the perspective of the shirk, you're going to see how to negate the negative things. So you have two categories distant. The environment is al-Makki. So one of the Makki, now we continue on what we have said. So the Aqidah that we're talking about, the particular point that the surah is emphasizing on is the perception. That's one of the main subject and topic in the Aqidah. The perception is how to look to things, how you comprehend things, how you deal with things. For example, how people perceive in our world today studying, career. And we say like the perception and which level, if you, for example, put like 1 to 10 of level of importance, of priorities. As a believer, where do you put your career? In which level? Where you put Yawm al-Qiyamah? In which level? So that's the Aqidah we're talking about in this perspective. So before the break, we were talking about the tree. So we have the two first ayah here. لا أقسم بيوم القيامة ولا أقسم بالنفس اللوامة. So if we try to build this tree or draw this tree, see if it's gonna work. So our tree will be the base of it. The base of the tree is going to be, does not want to work. is Qiyamah. So that's the root of the tree, which is the surah itself. Qiyamah. Now, the trunk of the tree of this surah is going to be the two ayah, the first ayah and the second ayah. So we have Qiyamah, La uqsimu biyawm al-Qiyamah, and then the second part is An-Nafs, An-Nafs al-Lawwama. And then we said 5 branches, 1, 2, 3, 4, let's say, and 5. So this will be our tree. And maybe the 5th will be more like the covering or the conclusion of the surah. So every element in the surah has, connected to Al-Qiyamah by treating one particular point, is the relationship between An-Nafs and Al-Qiyamah. So the main topic here that we're talking about is how a human being is perceiving Al-Qiyamah. What is his belief in Al-Qiyamah? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, La uqsimu. La uqsimu. And lam is negation. Negation. So the negation in the Arabic, that's the principle of the qasam that we have mentioned. The negation in Arabic, when it comes with an oath, it's a confirmation of the oath. So it's like uqsimu biyawm al-qiyamah, I swear by yawm al-qiyamah. Wala uqsimu biyawm al-qiyamah is like a confirmation of swearing by yawm al-qiyamah. Okay? Which is mean, if you add the negation to the qasam, I double the importance given to Yawm al-Qiyamah. So here in the ayah, that I need to know first in this surah, that Qiyamah is, the question is how important in your life. What? So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the principle of al-qasam, so whatever Allah used to make his oath with, what it means, so this must be one of the most important thing in our existence. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, La uqsimu biyawm al-qiyamah, so the qiyamah must be the highest priority in our existence. Not in our life, in our existence. Because qasam, which is oath, means that to pay or give attention to this qiyamah to be in the highest priority. So when we have those level 1, 2, 3, 4, for example, you said career here, family here, success in your life here, and then the top you put it Yawm al-Qiyamah. So when you say priority, what it means? What it means priority is like how much you dedicate thoughts, time to think about it. How much you involve Yawm al-Qiyamah in your decision. So Yawm al-Qiyamah need to be kind of a drive to your decision, to your plan. That's from the beginning. This is the base of the surah. The second part is an-nafs. So here, our trunk of the tree of our surah that we are studying its topic The second most important thing is the part of our nafs. So al-insan, the human being has two parts. I mean, body and soul. This soul has three nafs, three type of nafs. Three types of nafs. Okay. Three types of nafs. So, a human being has body and soul it has three parts of nafs. Nafs mutma'inna, peaceful. Nafs, reproaching nafs, that he called lawama. And nafs ammara bisu, that enjoy evil, ammara. The nafs al-mutma'inna is a result of successful striving of al-lawama. So, let's take it out of the soul now, because this is that it's going to enter paradise. We don't have it now. Put it on the side. So what we have remain in the soul, Ammara and Lawam. Ammara works at the service of the body, like the word of today. It's all glittering the outside. Al-Lawama is your treasure. Is your treasure. So how much importance you give to the Lawama, that's here. You see here? So that part here. How much importance you give to it. So which is mean, the trunk of this surah, the topic of the surah, you will not be able to give importance to Al-Qiyamah as Allah is pointing to you and He used it to make qasam with it. As long as you don't give importance to your nafs al-lawama that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make qasam with it, which is mean the most precious thing you have in your life and your being, Allah is used as qasam. So He said, Allah is swearing by your nafs al-lawama, and you ignore it. Let's go back to the to see it here. So the root is the name of the surah. The two first ayah are the trunk. I see. La uqsimu bi, I swear by the day of resurrection. Then I swear by the reproaching soul. This is the trunk. So the next topic that is going to be this relation between the nafs and the qiyamah. It's a relationship. How they're going to be dealing, how they're going to interacting. So the interact between them is going to be based on the soul. If someone is submitting to his body, to his life, to this worldly life, then the qiyamah should not be present in his mind. Because the qiyamah is the bothersome here. Is going to stop a person, or like it can becomes like the thought of a qiyamah is an evil thought. Why? Because it's going to stop the joy of this life, which is based on desires. So the human being who decline Yawm al-Qiyamah as being an obstacle to the fulfillment of the desire, what he gonna say? He say, قال يسأل أيان يوم القيامة, when this coming day of judgment. So from the ayah, look, from the ayah 3 to ayah 15. That's the first subtopic. From ayah 1 to ayah 15. So if we try to build this, for example, this first branch here, this is going to be from ayah 1 to 15. And then when we finish, you see how well structured the whole surah. One unit. So ayah 1 to ayah 15. So ayah 1 to ayah 15, it has this kind of argument or dispute. Say, for example, oh, there is no Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to answer this poor human being who denied him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he started with, after this nafs al-lawama, which is absent now for this one who's denying, he started with one thing, very simple thing. Let's look at it here. So from 1 to 15, that's the first branch in the topic of this surah. So look here. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال, ayah 1 from our branch, which is here ayah 3, قال أيحسب الإنسان أن لن نجمع عظامه. Does man think that we cannot assemble his bones? Okay. So what it mean? What it implies? So this man, this person, he's denying the day of judgment. What it means, day of judgment for them, is to come back to life after death. What it means to come back into, tangible way, physical way. Those dead bones is going to be come back to life. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, does man think that we cannot assemble his bones? So this directed to what? To your nafs. To your nafs. To help you think. So when someone say like, you think that I'm not able to do this? Which is mean? It's like a challenge. So the intro of the speech is a challenge who's going to shake that nafs. It's like to have that dormant nafs lawama to wake up. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is a negation. Nay. We are able to put together in perfect order the very tips of his finger. Subhanallah. This is a miracle, by the way, in the Quran, as a scientific fact. So what we mean here is like the fingertips, the fingerprint. Everyone has his own fingerprint, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, no, not only the bones. You're going to come back exactly as you were. With you are unique person in this world. What make you unique is your fingertips. So Allah is going to reconstruct that. So the nafs al-lawama, when he hears that, subhanallah, is like, it's beyond of what you can think. It's not like muck and bones are going to come to dead. Like one of the kuffar of Quraysh, he brought the dead bones and he said, and he started to break it in front of the Prophet ﷺ. He said, this is you're going to bring it to life? And he's laughing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, قَالَ بَلَا قَادِرِينَ عَلَىٰ أَن نُسَوِّيَ بَنَانَ. This banana. This. So you need a microscope to see it, right? To see the difference. Every human being has his own, subhanallah, fingertip. However, why man or human being is denying it because he want to have enjoy, entertain himself in the future. So all his plans, nothing have. Qiyamah is not part of his thinking. بل يريد الإنسان ليفجر أمامه. Man denies resurrection, so he desires to continue committing sins. Committing is like to do whatever he or she is doing. ماكن يسأل أيان يوم القيامة. When is this day of resurrection? So قال, now look, from 7 to 9, there is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who can say this. Because Allah is describing the end. You see, that line between this life and the next life is an end. So Allah is describing here the coming of the hour for the whole universe. How many hours there are? 2 hours. There's an individual day of Qiyamah and there's an universal day of Qiyamah. The individual day of Qiyamah is the death. The universal is when everything will collapse. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when the sight shall be dazed and the moon darkens and the sun and the moon are joined together. So this is, subhanAllah, something big. Now, the most important in this ayah, coming back to our branch connected to our topic, is the human being who is denying. So the nafs that Allah calling you to be awakened, to have it active, to think, that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling you, this nafs, what is going to be saying at that day. يقول الإنسان يومئذ أين المفر. So the key words in this first branch of the surah, أين المفر لا وزر إلى ربك المستقر. أين المفر, where is the place of escape? If there's any place of refuge, the answer, there is no refuge. Where are you going? That day will be the place, subhanAllah, before your Lord alone, is the place of permanence. Al-Mustaqar is where you're going to rest that day. That your destination is before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the human being is going to be reminded of all what he had done. And enough for the human being to be witness on himself. Even though he were to put up his excuses. So in this part of the subject of the ayah, in this branch, which is talking about so in this first branch, so we have to talk about the nafs as a human being, his denial of Qiyamah, and his state in the Qiyamah. So when we have the 3 keys, قلنا لا مفر, لا وزر, and al-mustaqar, which is to Allah. Both of these, no refuge. Destination is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this is how it ends. And by someone witnessing on himself or herself. So if you connect it with the beginning of the surah, you already have perspective on someone regretting because there is no escape. Today you can do whatever you want. Tomorrow you cannot flee. Okay? So the nafs al-lawama, which is here, this is nafs al-lawama, this part, is going to be reminded by these three keys. There's no refuge from Allah. You be screaming, أين المفر لا وزر. And then where the mustaqar, when the last abode is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this first branch, its objective is to help you raise up the importance of a nafs al-lawama into your being. Let's go to the second branch. Sorry. Yeah. The second branch of the surah should be from 16 to 19. 16 to 19. So 16 to 19, it seems that this is kind off of the topic. But as we said, nothing is off of the topic. It might have a relation with the topic. So here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in ayah 16, لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. Move not your tongue with it to hasten with the recitation of the Quran. إن علينا جمعه وقرآنه. Indeed, upon us it's its collection in your heart and to make possible its recitation. فإذا قرأناه فاتبع قرآنه. So when we have recited through Jibreel, then follow its recitation. ثم إن علينا بيانه. Then it is for us to make it clear to you. So what is the relation of this part of this ayat with the principal topic on the main topic of the surah, which is al-qiyamah and the nafs? What do you think? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, لا تحرك به لسانك. When I look here, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, move not your tongue concerning the Quran to make haste or to hasten with the recitation. Why the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was doing that? To not forget. So the Quran, Allah sent it to you to give you comfort and tranquility or to stress you? To comfort you, right? So here the connection is like, do not stress yourself with the Quran. The Quran came to give you comfort and tranquility. So, ya nafs, do not be stressed. This Quran is for you as a guidance. So don't make it a way to stress you. If you just submit to Allah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to make it easy for you. As He said it to His Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it's like, Ya Rasulullah, you have the truth. So this ayat is like to pour on the Prophet ﷺ tranquility So he will convey the message with great assurance and tranquility, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took in charge what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, promised to his prophet. So the concern and the focus of the Prophet ﷺ will be to convey the message as is. So when you think of it as part in this topic, of the Qiyamah, that it comes to help the nafs. Anything that is from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do not hasten. This is the most important topic, which is that topic that we put in the beginning, Qiyamah. Just take care of your nafs al-lawama. The rest Allah will take care of it. The Quran, as we has revealed it to our Prophet ﷺ, we make it clear for him, we collected it into his heart, and we guaranteed that it's going to be transmitted to all of the generation and till the end of the time. And there's a great concept. Every one of us, if you put focus on something that is being guaranteed to you, is going to lead you to be heedless on what is requested from you. I'll give you an example. If someone is so scared about the income, for example, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, I guaranteed you rizq. Why you are stressing yourself? Because stressing yourself on things that I have guaranteed to you is going to make you be heedless on what is important for you. So this branch, this part of this ayah, it's gonna give you the assurance to just, I want you to focus on the Qiyamah and on your nafs al-lawam. This is a gift to you. Don't take it, don't focus like, people, they like wasting their time in making interpretation that is like lead them to confusion and stress when the message is so obvious to them. So you see, this part of the ayah comes to add to the topic, even though it's a branch coming out, but this is kind of the, subhanallah, that part to connect you with the topic more, to give you that assurance, to give you that safety, to give you help you to have that focus. So this is the branch number 2. So the branch number 2 of the topic, you gain that assurance into your path by seeing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala given to his Prophet ﷺ the guarantee that he's going to be, following or like having the message being in his heart, collected, clear to him, so the focus will be on the main root of the message. The third branch. The third branch should be from 20 to 25. 20 to 25. So this is the third branch, the third subtopic. 20 to 25, it is the reality of our world today. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala disclosed to us our reality. So you see, Qiyamah, reproaching soul, this is how man is behaving, this is how we're going to be regretting, this is how we're going to not have no refuge. So work on your reproaching soul to make it the highest or priority in your life. Then do not stress yourself. Focus. Do you know about the reality of this world? I'm going to tell you. This is the reality. Listen to it or hear it from your Lord. Here. That's the second 20. كلا بل تحبون العاجل. Nay, you man, but you love the immediate life. That's a reality. وتذرون الآخرة, and you neglect the hereafter. So this is reality. So this is a reality that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make the oath by Yawm al-Qiyamah to change this reality. So we need to change it in ourselves. طيب. تحبون العاجلة وتذرون الآخرة. Those who they love the akhirah and not the immediate life, those who are going to act upon the first two ayahs, look what they're going to have. وجوه يومئذ ناظرة. Some faces that they will beam in brightness and beauty. So those people who have that nafs al-lawwama. You see the connection? Those who denying, they're going to be screaming, أين المفر? Where the refuge? Those who revive their nafs al-lawwama, they're going to have faces with brightness and beauty. And in subhanallah, in the shortest ayah possible, Allah give you the best ever thing you will be gifted with in all your entire existence is to look at Allah. It's in this only surah, in this short surah. إِلَى رَبِّهَا نَاظِرَةٌ, looking at their Lord. The state of those who have a nafs lawama dead, وَوُجُوهٌ يَوْمَئِذٍ بَاسِرَةٌ, those who love the immediate one, that they will be dark, gloomy, frowning, sad, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. قَالَ, expecting that there will be done to them something, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. قَالَ فَاقِرَةٌ, back-breaking, something big, horrifying, terrifying. The problem is you know what the biggest problem? When someone is facing a terrifying thing and he still does not know what is going to be. People from 100 years away from hellfire, and they'll be hearing the roaring of hellfire. They still didn't see it. تظن أن يفعل بها فاقرة. They are certain something, horrifying is going to happen to them. So awaiting that terrifying thing to be inflicted in them, that is already the worst of the punishment. And looking at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the greatest of the bliss. What is its key? The key is your foundation here, the qiyam. So if you said the third branch here, it's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. So when you look at it, the foundation is this. Is al-qiyamah, the relation between your nafs al-lawama and al-qiyam. So if someone is say, I'm making dua for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant me the bliss of seeing Him in the Day of Judgment. You're going to tell him or tell her how important in your life al-qiyamah and how active is your nafs lawama. That's the key. You see the tree? That's the key. Yeah. So when you see, this is our base, our trunk, as you see it here. And this is here what we have said, the branch of the ayat that we have mentioned. From 20, we said, to 25. Yeah. 20 to 25. 20 to 25. Let's go to the fourth. It's fourth, right? Fourth subtopic. You see even the style of the surah and how the topic, subtopic, the way we have studied it now. Look, قال بل الإنسان على قال لا تحرك به لسانك. Here, 1 second. أيحسب الإنسان أن لن نجمع عظاما بل يريد ليفجر أن يسأل أن فإذا برق البصر وخسف القمر يقول الإنسان كلا لا وزر. You see, we said the key of this second branch, كلا لا وزر. Start with كلا, nay. كلا is like a negation to what someone is affirming with power to bring the evidence of the opposite of it. كلا لا وزر. No way to escape. Then, after that, comes another كلا. كلا بل تحبون العاجلة. This is our third subtopic. Then the fourth also كلا. See it? Nay. إذا بلغت التراقي. كلا إذا بلغت التراقي. Now, the relation with this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about what? About death. The destroyer of the desires. The destroyer of all the pleasures. Now, something that everybody believes in it. So, in this subtopic, كلا إذا, so this is the end of the life. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing it in a way that only people who live that death, or as imagine it, or the people who are close to those people dying, especially, as I said, like physician or people, or those around people who die. So when the soul reaches the collarbone at the throat, وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ. So people say, if there's anyone to help, who can cure him and save him from death? People crying. Where the doctor thinks we cannot do anything, let's have another opinion. Please do help, don't die. There's in the people who do not believe culture, say when they greet themselves, they give farewell, say don't die, said I will, said how people they talk, it's like they control death. قال وظن أنه الفراق, and he will conclude that it was the time of parting. And this is, subhanAllah, as we said, it's something that you see, so something that witnessed, to make from what no one can detect. You see, look, the beauty of the Quran. When it reached the throat, no one can see it. But people, they can see that this person is dying. So they're screaming, if there's anyone who can help, if there's a doc around, if there's. Okay. This is nobody can see. It's the nafs. So you see the switch between the word that we witness and the word inside us that no one can see. وَظَنَّ أَنَّهُ الْفِرَاقُ. So this ayah, and he will conclude that it was the time of parting, is related to this nafs al-lawam. This is awaken, is pushing, reviving the nafs al-lawam, this ayah. And whoever who read this surah with the reflecting and his nafs al-lawam is still dormant, then there is no iman. And this is وَالْتَفَّتِ السَّاقُ بِالسَّاقِ. This is what people they see. He cannot control it because the soul is out. Subhanallah. And one leg will, subhanallah, go and tangle on the other leg. He does not have any control, the person. That's it. It's gone. The soul is gone. It's at the throat. The whole body is dead. So this is people, they see it. And this is what nobody knows. This is what Allah telling you. The drive will be on that day to your Lord. Are you saying everything is ended there? You're going to go to the grave, that's it? No, as soon, subhanallah, the soul as the exit in the throat, where is going? It's going to Allah. So this part is the qiyamah, the individual qiyamah. So it's like very, close to the main trunk of the topic. Now, when someone is dying, he's going to see his life. It's like a movie. The one who's dying and he ignored Yawm al-Qiyamah and he killed his nafs al-lawama, this is what he's going to see. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to that dead soul to revive your own soul. فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى وَلَكِنْ كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. So he gave nothing in charity, nor did he pray. So this is the movie that the person he's seeing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَلَا صَدَّقَ وَلَا صَلَّى وَلَكِنْ كَذَّبَ وَتَوَلَّى. But on the contrary, he rejected truth and turned away. ثُمَّ ذَهَبَ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِهِ يَتَمَطَّى. And this person, he's seeing himself while he's dying, how he was arrogant, showing off. He never prayed. He didn't neglect. He did, when people, they ask him for help, he swear at them, and so on. قال ثم ذهب إلى أهله يتمطى. And then he went to his people swaggering in pride, in full conceit. And then, subhanallah, أولى لك فأولى. Woe to you, woe to you. لا حول ولا قوة. ثم أولى لك فأولى. Can you imagine when someone making his departure and he listening to this wa'id, to this threatening? So how can you listen to it now? By reviving the first ayah and nafs al-lawam. And having the qiyamah is the highest priority in your life, in your choice, in planning. Now the last one is from ayah 36 to ayah 39. 36 to 39. 36 is like talking to the reason. Now say think. Does man think that he will be left neglected? Hmm? Now, sometimes they have in those crime shows, people they watch it, someone they find evidence after 20 years, and they go open back the file. And long stories. Anyway, so I say, subhanallah, this person committed a crime, and sometimes they bring them to court like old people. But that person pays for that crime he did or she did 20 years ago. Example I'm giving. Subhanallah, someone killed the whole people. He, stole the budget and all the good thing, all the treasure of a whole country. And he lived his life tiring, spreading mischief, saying obscenity all his life and profanity. Is this person gonna die and that's it? That's it? He did all what he did, and those people who died, subhanallah, all in injustice, transgressed, oppressed, some under torture, some under wal-iyadu billah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ, I mean, how let's say, it's really kind of idiocracy. If someone thinks that he not, I mean, these cases that I'll give you the case, example, small evidence for after 20 years, they bring the file and bring back the person in court. And the person who did all this, he's not going to be in a court. Huh? So that's the meaning of the ayah. أَيَحْسَبُ الْإِنسَانُ قَالَ أَن يُتْرَكَ سُدًى. Does man think that he will be left neglected? Now, coming back to link with our main topic. أَلَمْ يَكُ نُطْفَةً مِّن مَّنِيٍّ. Was he not a drop of sperm emitted in lowly form? So remind you the first creation. To answer back to the first, like he said, قَالَ أَيَحْسَبُ أَن لَّن نَجْمَعَ عِظَامَهُ. So Allah in the end of the ayah, now to conclude, you see, to put back, subhanallah, so we open branch, branch, branch. This last branch is going to cover the whole topic. قال, then he said, ألم يكن ثم كان علقة فخلق فسوى. Then he became a alaqa, a clot. Then Allah shaped and fashioned the person in due proportion. فجعل منه الزوجين الذكر والأنثى. And he made of him, of this blood clot, two mates, the male and the female. Number 40 is the conclusion. If we draw the, try to show you back the draw, which like now cannot be understood, So number 40, if we'll do the green. Number 40, it will be the one that covered the whole topic, like the tree. So that's the question. أليس ذلك قادر على أن يحيي الموتى? Is not that able to give life to the dead? You're going to say, Bala. Oh, yes. So your answer, yes, is going to connect you back to the root, which is al-qiyam. So this is one example from the Quran, one surah, to see, based on the principle that we have mentioned, how it's well structured. We started with the qiyamah as the base, the trunk qiyamah and the nafs al-lawama. Therefore, our focus in this whole surah is to talk about the relation between Qiyamah and the nafs. What is your thinking of the Qiyamah? How much important is your Qiyamah in your life? How much you interact with it? Do you really want to interact with it? Then make your nafs al-lawwama the most important. Now look in first branch. The one who's denying, look at this person who will be running in the day of judgment, scared, crying, where is the refuge? There is no refuge. That's one branch. Now, just focus on what I have told you and have the tranquility. Do not stress yourself that to have your firmness. And look to the reality of this world. People are loving this dunya, but the glowing faces in the day of judgment looking at Allah is those who have the priority in their life, the Qiyamah. Back to here. So that's the. Then the other branch, like the end of every one of us. Something that you have inside and something that people they look in, but then that movie that you see and you hear someone say, why did you do this? Look at yourself what you have done. And it closed like that. And then comes the ending to remind you of your own creation, how you were. Then you reflect back to cover. Is not that who was able to create? He said, yes. Then if you say yes, then look at your nafs lawama now. If still dormant, then read it again. So this is, in brief, the analysis of the topic of Surah Al-Qiyamah. Wow. Do you have any question? Now we can apply any for any surah the same thing. I'll take, for example, any surah from the short surah. At-Takwir. If you read the Takwir, you're going to find from 1 to 14 is the first topic, the first subtopic. Then Qasam here, swearing again. To 25. Then from 26 to the end of the surah. What is the main topic? Try read Surah Al-Takwir. What is the main topic? Read, I will give you a few minutes, just read. What is the main topic? Let's say the relation, also the nafs. You remember we said the Mecca Quran is addressed to the nafs mainly, and the Madani Quran is addressed to the community, the believers. Because look here, we have a center ayah. Look what he said. قال Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala علمت نفس ما أحضرت 14. And soul will then know what it has brought with it. The main topic is, is how Allah guide your free will. You are free to do whatever you want. You see, when we're talking about Aqidah is with infinite subject. In this surah, is the main topic is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helping you to guide your free will. How did I come to this conclusion? In the last ayah. Look at the last ayah. لِمَنْ شَاءَ مِنْكُمْ أَنْ يَسْتَقِيمَ. To whoever among you wills to go straight. For whoever wills among you to take a right course. You're free. So Allah guide your free will toward His path. The first part is at-takwir. So what is at-takwir? We say at-takwir. What is at-takwir? إذا الشمس كورت. When the sun, with its spacious light, is folded up. So it's like the end. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring you to the end. So imagine people are sitting, enjoying, doing a lot of stuff. And you come to them and said, I'm going to tell you something, stop everything. Imagine now the end. Now. The end. What do you wish for yourself? So that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, take a pause, take a pause. No, take a pause, listen. إِذَا الشَّمْسُ كُوِّرَتْ. If you go ayah by ayah, every ayah is going to give you a perspective of life. Now, the most amazing in this ayat, that Allah the Creator, He didn't tell you how He created the Shams. He tell you how it ends. If there's anyone, for example, who built computer, can he tell you when it ends? No. No, you listen because you just came. صح نجيب. So, the miracle in this ayat, when someone think about it, is like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling you what you see around you, how it's going to end. Nobody can say it except Allah. Which is mean nobody can dare to say it. Therefore it is from Allah. Then Allah telling you about things that you can see. Shams, stars, mountains, the camels around the Arabs, that's what they have in the desert. That's their investment. Wuhush, wild beasts, you can see. Bihar, oceans. Then this is where it comes to the unseen. Something beyond what you can see. نفوس زوجت موؤودة سئلت, justice. And then صحف نشرت, سماء كشطت, الله, جحيم سعرت, جنة أزلفت, علمت نفس ما أحضرت. Soul will know then what it has brought with it. Then qasam. So the qasam, even though you not be able to know what is al-khunnas wal-kunnas, we know that what Allah, when He swear by one of His creation, what it comes is very important. So he's saying, قال والليل إذا عسعس والصبح إذا إنه لقول رسول كريم. These words are the speech or the word of the most honorable messenger. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling you about the creation that you see how it's going to end. So this is an evidence for you, it is from Allah. Then I swear that this is a word sent by an honorable messenger, Jibreel, to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and then he complimenting the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam to give the attribute that he convey his message, and then he said, you remember in Surah Al-Qiyamah, قال يقول أين المفر كلا لا وزر. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, when, then where are you going? It's like someone running, and he come to a dead end. And the people behind say, where are you going? That when it comes to review your choice that you have done for your life. So the main topic, if you think about it, is guiding Allah, guiding your free will through these three subtopics. And you can do the same. So this is not tafsir, by the way. This is you enter into the, let's say, into the spirit, in the ambience of the surah. You live the surah. You enter, is like you enter to a big, mansion, which is the surah of At-Takwir. And you see a structure, and you know what you're going to deal with. This is about my free will. Where should I put it? And then you'll see step by step. Take the shams إذا كورت والنجوم انكدرت. The next surah that we're going to be studying is Surah As-Saf. Surah As-Saf. As-Saf is Madani. Now, for Surah As-Saf, please read it. It does not have. So, سبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا. You see? Now we have totally different type of surah. See? All you who believe. So the Surah As-Saf is Madaniyah, revealed in Medina. So when you say Madani, so let's put in our mind the social environment and the main, let's say, categories that exist of the community. So we have, this is Medina, led by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have believers, the companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There's hypocrites, and then people of the book. So totally different scene here, right? Totally different environment. The Mecca, the two surah that the second one briefly we saw it, is addressing to the self, inside you, your nafs. Now this is addressing to the community. So this is kind of different type of message. It is the same message, of course, that this is Medini. So having the presence in our spirit of this whole environment of Medina. So سبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم. This should be treated in a tafsir mode, but now we are analyzing only the topic. So the topic, if we try to, after reading, just a brief reading, we can do it like 2-3 times to just see what are the main parts first. Let's divide it in parts. The first part start from ayah number 2 to ayah number 4. Or actually from ayah number 2 that extend to ayah number 7. However, according to the reason of the revelation, we should stop at 4, and then from 5 up to 9, and then from 10 up to 13, and then the last ayah has its own cover to cover that of the tree that we have mentioned. It's like to conclude the tree. It's like it's all fruit to complete the drawing of the tree of our topic. So this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا لِمَ تَقُولُونَ مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. O you who believe, why you say that which you do not do? كَبُرَ مَقَتًا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَن تَقُولُوا مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. Most hateful it is with Allah that you say that which you do not do. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ الَّذِينَ يُقَاتِلُونَ فِي سَبِيلِهِ صَفًّا كَأَنَّهُمْ بُنْيَانٌ مَرْصُوصٌ. Truly Allah loves those who fight in His cause in battle array, as they were a solid, cemented structure. So, what do you think about these 3 ayahs? O you who believe, why do you say that which you do not do? So what we need to check first here to help us? You remember? What is the step that, yes? This one is Madani. But we have Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu, O you who believe. That's one of the signs that is Madani. So talking to addressing to the believers as a community together. That's why Sabbaha said, let's put it on the side, because that comes into Tafseer. But this is Madani. That's what we want to guide to find our topic, the main topic. What we need to do, we need to compile the ma'thur, as we said here in the 3rd step, which we need to see if there's a reason of revelation here. Because the Mecca is addressing to your soul. You might not be really find a lot of reason of revelation. But in the Madani, is like the Quran came to interact with the action of the believers or anything that happened to them to guide us into understanding the topic. So we need to go to Asbab al-Nuzul to check Asbab al-Nuzul. So Asbab al-Nuzul, for example, which is, I can read for you the hadith. If I'll go, for example, to Tafseer ibn Kathir. By the way, you have Tafseer ibn Kathir, the whole Tafseer. If you receive the here, if you receive the code, Tafseer ibn Kathir, here, volume 1 to 10, English PDF. You can get it from Brother Ibrahim. Here the code. So you have it, okay? Finally, this case. Alhamdulillah. طيب. قال ذهب من علماء السلف So Ibn Kathir, he is introducing some of the ahadith that it might be the reason of revelation, and one of it he said, which goes with our topic. One of it he said, قال ومنهم من يقول أنزلت في شأن القتال يقول الرجل قاتلت ولم يقاتل وطعنت ولم يطعن وضربت ولم يضرب وصبرت ولم يصبر. So Ibn Kathir said it's been revealed, to treat the matter of some, and they were hypocrite. They said, we went and fought, and they didn't. And you said, we killed people, and we were like brave, and they weren't. And you said, we hit, and they didn't. And we were patient, and they weren't. And الضحاك يقول توبيخا قال كانوا يقولون, this is hadith in الترمذي, يقولوا قتلنا وضربنا وطعنا وفعلنا. We did this and we did this and we did this and we did this. Okay? So the topic, which is good, is going to be your test. Not test. I mean your practice, inshallah. Can you, I'll give you already the parts, and I'm going to give you the idea of the topic. The topic is in the last ayah. And according to the main topic, I want you to build the tree. So the last ayah, كونوا أنصار الله, be the helper of Allah. So if the base of the tree is a saf, what is the saf? Is the row, right? Row, that's what he said. قال صفا. Here, إن الله يحب. So the surah is named based on the saf. So what is the saf? قال solid structure. In battle array, he's in row. So saf is row. So imagine the companion standing in lines in the battlefield. They are in rows. And they are close to each other and strong like cemented structure. So Allah loves those. So my topic, the base is named Saf. So not any row. So Allah loves to see the row structure in standing before Him. Istawu in the Salah. The same when it comes to the qital. So standing in the battlefield in row, what is your purpose? Because you give a nasr to Allah. You are helping in the cause of Allah. So I have my basic is Saf. Then the Saf, it implies, it means that to stand strongly. Why? Because Allah loves that. And then you build your trunk, helper of Allah. Then you have on one side those who claiming that they are helping in the sake of Allah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kabura maqtan indallah. Then we have what the story of Musa then, and one with the story of Isa in the surah. And then the light of Allah. And then the other branch. So we have the first one, the second Musa and Isa, and then Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu hal adullukum ala tijara. Then the last ayah is the last topic. So build the topic, the tree of the topic, inshallah, with its branches that I have mentioned now, and inshallah we'll start with it next class, inshallah. Any question? Al-Wahidi is the book that it has only the reason of the revelation. So Ibn Kathir already include Al-Wahidi in. There's other tafsir that you can check. But what I already gave you is enough. So all what we want now is to study the topic of the surah, to put it together, and to show that the surah is one structure completely. So the base and the end of it is all is one block topic, treating one main topic, which is to be helper in the sake of Allah. So the beauty, like every surah has its own topic, and the topic, as we said, is like a tree that it go into branch and then it close, as we mentioned in Surah Al-Qiyam. And after this, if you come to read the surah and to read the tafsir, you will have totally different perspective and profound, understanding, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Any question to Barakallah.